So I just finished masking off the speed. Everything in the engine bay pretty well is masked off except for the valves, which obviously is our main attraction. Reason why I'm masking everything off like this is because we are spraying walnut media, and that is going to make a very big mess everywhere because it is super fine. Yeah, I don't want that getting in anything else in the engine bay except for the valves. And I don't really care about the floor or anything at the shop. It's an easy cleanup, but masked everything off with the finest JDM plastic garbage bags and JDM masking tape. So I mean, gotta use the best for everything, you know. I'm not gonna be able to tackle the valves tonight. I'm definitely not gonna start cleaning those. I'm gonna wait till probably the weekend to start that because I want to be able to do it all in one. The first step that we're gonna take to doing that is cranking over that pulley, I believe it is, right there, and that will close two of these valves. I'm not sure which two it's going to be, but it's going to close two of those valves, and that will allow us to spray this seafoam. That's what we're going to be spraying into the valves to let it soak in. You're going to spray that in for, I'm going to let it sit for like an hour or so to soak. How you know the valves are closed is you spray it in. If it starts to pool up and it stays there, then they're fully closed. So that's how I'm going to tell, I guess. Other than that, we're just going to let it sit in there for about an hour or so, like I said. Then I'm going to get some picks, some long picks with some good curves and good bends on the ends of them to get in there to scrape all the gunk. You're not going to be able to see in there. I'll try to show you. Anyway, we're going to scrape as much of that gunk off as we can before we start using the walnut media. Because if we just spray the walnut media right into the valves, then all the media is just going to stick to the carbon buildup and everything inside the valves, and it's not going to do its job. So we're going to pick up as much as we can out manually, and then we are going to spray the media in, clean it out, and rinse and repeat basically. So that will be for another video, I guess. This video was mostly just getting everything prepped for it.
I've been in my zone, bitch, I'm in my bag. I really don't know how I got the swag, how I got the juice. I'm just getting loose, I'm just warming up. This ain't nothing.
Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. If you've been following this little mini series I've been doing, basically it is the start of car season. I'm a little bit late because spring came and it is starting to get nice out, so I'm a little bit late on getting the speed ready to go. But if you've been following this little series, like I said, you know that we've got my intake manifold out, my valve covers off, and we're just about to start valve cleaning on this thing. But that's not what we're going to be getting into today. In this one, we are going to be getting my intake manifold and also my valve cover, which is here. We're going to be getting those ready for paint this weekend because I have somebody that is going to be painting them for me. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to start prepping those for paint. So let's do it. So first things first, on the intake manifold here, I am going to be taking off anything that is that I don't want painted, I guess. First, I'm going to be starting off with this. This is for the VTCS, and this basically opens up. There is an air hose that connects here. I'm not sure where it goes on the engine, I forget, but basically these flaps open up and down, and I know most people delete them whenever they take their manifold off, but I think I'm gonna pass on that one this time around. If I ever do injector seals on this thing when I have to take the manifold off again, I'll probably delete it, but I'm not too concerned about it right now. Yeah, so we're gonna be taking this off. I already got one of the little clips off. This little piece right here was on this right here, holding that. So I'm going to be taking these two 10mm nuts off right here, and this should come right off. Other than that, there's not much else I have to take off this thing that I don't want painted. I'll be masking everything else off with painter's tape that I don't want painted. But to move on, we've got these wheel brushes here that I picked up today. Those are going to be to polish up these cast iron pieces, my manifold and my valve cover like I showed over here. So I'm going to go over them with those brushes and get all the dust off and smooth them out a little bit, and then possibly sand them later on. But yeah, I'm going to clean them up as much as I can before they go into paint. The less work the painter has to do, and it just saves time in the end, and I get to make this little video on it. So we're going to start that. I'm going to rip apart this manifold a little bit, take everything off that I want, start masking it off. Same with the valve cover. And I'm probably going to get a little setup going here on the floor with some garbage bags that I can just start using these wheel brushes and yeah, get to it. So let's do it. Manifold, after about an hour and a half of masking, it is fully finished. All the holes, all the screw holes, everything is pretty well covered. So next is just to use this and just kind of like polish everything, get it scratched up and get it get all this dirt off and everything, and get it ready for paint. And then next will be the valve cover. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have time for that tonight, but I'm gonna do my best. But yeah, let's get this set up on the ground and start polishing it a bit.
And love it. And
or using those grinding wheels, whatever, the wire brush wheels, whatever you want to call them, on the manifold and the intake valve for the past hour or so. I've actually burned through both of my batteries in my drill. One's about done charging there, the other one's dead. So I can't really do anything else right now. I'll show you guys my progress. The intake manifold is definitely a little bit harder to do than the valve cover. But I mean, I got a little bit of it done. I need to have these done within the next couple days. So I'm gonna have to find out a way to do in the small crevices and in the spots that I can't get the drill. The intake, or the valve cover, sorry, is coming a lot better because it is obviously easier to get to, more flat. So it's coming along pretty well. And yeah, there's not much I can really do right now, so I was kind of just tinkering with the valves a little bit here. I'll show you. I don't know if that's gonna pick up or not, but I sprayed some seafoam in there just to let the valves soak. I was just playing around with seeing if I could get the valves to close, and I did get cylinder 1 to close over. And it's this bolt right here, this pulley there, that you turn clockwise to get your valves to close, and that's whenever you can clean your valves, because if you spray anything in there, they're just going to leak into the cylinder, especially if you're spraying walnut media. It's all just going to go into your cylinder, and you don't want that, so you want to contain it by closing the valves. But that is for another video. If you want to see that, I will be cleaning my valves hopefully this weekend. But yeah, if you want to see that video, stay tuned for sure, because that's going to be coming up. That will be a whole video in itself. But I think I'm going to call it a night here. I'm going to go actually watch this Leafs game. It's Game 7 versus Boston, if any of you guys follow the NHL. So it could be history tonight. Hopefully it is not a repeat. Hopefully it's not a repeat of 2013. But yeah, anyway, that's going to be the end of this one. That is my valve cover and my intake manifold. I will definitely show you guys the final product of that whenever I'm completely finished. But yeah, that's going to be the end of this one, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
The next day.
Alright guys, check this out. I am at my buddy's collision repair place. He repairs cars for a living, and he graciously let me use his booth, not his booth, sorry, his sandblasting equipment. And I have not completed, not fully done yet, but the manifold and intake are looking much better than they were before. So they're gonna go into paint here either tonight or tomorrow, which is awesome. So yeah, just wanted to update you guys on what these are looking like after the valve cover here is finished. So this is almost ready for paint.